Okay, so we are live. So basically the thing is there's something went wrong. I know people who have enrolled, they're not able to log into the Zoom is because there's something wrong with the previous event which we created. And then there was no way for me to send an email again because of the morning emails. And I have received your emails. So again, we are going live as well on YouTube so that if someone is not able to join this session, okay, this is the only session we will be going live on YouTube. So I'm just waiting for everyone to join this meeting. So if you are a part of this course and if you have already enrolled, make sure that you are joining this second live session. Okay, that's tricky, I know. Okay, can't see anyone joining here. Let me just check the dashboard once if everything is going well. Okay, if something goes wrong, it always goes wrong, right? So yeah, that's the thing. Maybe I have to send the email to everyone again. Are we live on YouTube? Yes, we are. Okay, so okay, great. So again, people who are so just because people are not able to join in the live session, just to reiterate, people have enrolled in the course. You have received an email yesterday, but the problem is that particular Zoom link is not working. And then I've created a new Zoom link and you can connect with that Zoom link now. So you will find the link or you will find the option when you go to the course dashboard. There's an option of course induction. In that course induction, you will see induction live, and that's how you can join. So just to be on the safer side, we are going live on YouTube as well. So by the time you figure it out how to join, let me just check if everything is proper. It looks like everything is good. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's the reason I went. So DP says, good morning, Zoom code is not working in live. That's right. So the earlier Zoom link is not working properly. What you can do is you can change it. You can check the second link, which is working. Okay, let me see how many people joined here. Okay, 24 people are watching this. That's great. 24 people have joined this session. Okay, looks like we are good to go. So I'm waiting for 2 more minutes for everyone to join. I know there's something wrong with the link. So this is the day one, and thing always goes wrong on day one, right? Yeah, that's right, everyone. People who have received the email, we have not sent the second link because I was not able to do that since the time is already over. What you can do is you can go to the course dashboard. So if you are a part of the course, you can go to the course dashboard and you will find a link to join. So there's a section called course induction. In that course induction, you will find the induction live as a session. Join that. Okay, so welcome back to the session, everyone. I can see a lot of people have joined the Zoom link, and so sorry for that issue. Since this is our first session, and we created a Zoom link yesterday, which I have also mailed. But then when I started the Zoom link, I don't know what went wrong. Maybe Heather and me were trying to access the same link at the same time. Maybe that was an issue. But now things are looking good. I was able to create a new Zoom link, and then I was able to start with it. Okay, so Nikhil says worked now when I clicked from the dashboard of the Discord. That's right. So everyone go to dashboard. So if you're watching this on YouTube and not able to join the Zoom, make sure that you go to dashboard and select, go to section 2, which is course induction. Is it section 2? Yeah. So course induction, inside course induction, there is a option or the live, which is induction live, and then you can join from there. Okay. And as we already mentioned, this session will go live on, we will be having sessions on Saturday and Sunday, right? Which is 9 a.m. So again, the time is fixed, the days are fixed. So what you can do is, even if you have not received the email, that's completely fine. What you can do is, before this session, or maybe one day back, or before the session, just go to the course dashboard. You will find a link. By any chance, if there's a delay in this session or any communication, will update you with the email. But if you have not received the email, that's fine. You will receive the email. We'll make sure that you will send the email so that will notify you, hey, today is Saturday, you have a session. But in case if you don't receive the email, don't depend upon the email. Just go to the course dashboard. You will see me live there at 9. Okay. And okay, so Harsh is on vacation, but still he says, okay, send me the Zoom link. I will reply to the mails, because we have received some mails as well that they're not able to attend this session. So don't worry, Harsh will reply to you. I'm just sending this thing to Harsh. Okay, Heather is also joining. Is he here? Let me just check. Okay, Heather is here. Heather, if you can raise your hand. Or okay, I found you there. Heather, now you're the panelist. Okay. Yeah, so if anyone have not received the email, again, you can just check the dashboard and you will find it there. So on that note, let's start with this session. Okay. So on Zoom, everyone, can you hear me? If my voice is properly audible? Okay. So keeping all the weird stuff aside, the things which are not working, let's get to the point. So first of all, welcome to this session. And this will be an amazing journey of 6 months where we are going to learn Java. We're going to learn about Spring Framework. And then we have, so everything Java and Spring, we're going to learn live. But then when we launched the course, the thing is, we wanted to make sure that you are able to build applications with the help of Spring Framework, because that's what people ask for, right? So if you think about the software development, or when you say you want to be a developer, there are a lot of different things, right? Example, you need to know Git, you need to know Docker, you need to know cloud, maybe you want to deploy your application. And then also microservices. Again, for beginners, I would not recommend microservices at this stage. Otherwise, you will feel it very complex. But yeah, if you're still interested into microservices, we will be having the recorded courses of this in this course. Why not live is because it will extend the live sessions, because we are doing it only 2 days a week, because a lot of you are students or working professionals. It's difficult to manage. And I mean, in excitement, we can say, hey, let's also do live sessions in the weekdays. You might attend in 1 or 2 weeks. Otherwise, you'll be saying, okay, I got tired from the office. I got tired because of the college assignments. Let me watch this session later. And that later never comes. And that's why we'll be having recorded sessions, which you can watch it anytime you want instead of live. But for Java and Spring Boot, we are going to do everything in the live session in this 6 months. Okay. Now, So how do you attend this session? Now, first of all, if you're watching this on, if you have already enrolled the course, make sure that you join the Zoom link, okay? So make sure that whatever you see is on Zoom, not on your course dashboard or on YouTube. Of course, this is the only session which is going live on YouTube, so that we can give you some demo on unsourced. Something went wrong earlier, so YouTube makes perfect sense. So you can also watch this session on the dashboard, but of course, there will be some quality issues because of its external platform. Zoom always works better, and you can also ask your questions on Zoom properly. So again, if you're watching this on the dashboard, make sure that you join the Zoom link and open Zoom on your screen. And I hope you know how Zoom looks like, right? Okay, so what's the agenda for today? We'll have it very simple today because today is an induction, okay? Now, in this particular session, we're going to talk about what are the things you have in your course in case if you missed to check out the syllabus. We'll talk about why each module is important. We'll also talk about how can we use, how can we use this type of course effectively so that you can get maximum out of it. So there are multiple ways of learning stuff, right? There's a passive way of learning, there's an active way of learning. I never believe in passive learning. In fact, when I learn something, even if I'm reading a documentation, see, when you read something, that's a passive learning, right? You learn things, but then you don't remember it for a long time. And then there are certain things which you will not understand if you don't do it. I always believe in active learning, where if I'm reading an article, if I'm reading a post or some book, and it had some code snippets, or if it talks about some configuration, I will not simply look at the code by saying, okay, I got the code. No, that's not how you get the code. You need to make sure that you practice the code by yourself. You have to be a part of it. And so we'll also talk about how can you actively participate in this course, and about the support as well. Okay, so we'll talk about all those things one by one. And before we start, just want to check if everything is going well. Sunday never works. I mean, things doesn't work on the first Sunday, right? So apologies for the issues which we had before, but I think we are all set right now. So everyone on Zoom, just say all good so that we can start. Okay, good to go. Right. The video is not good, is it? Anyone facing issue with the video quality? Okay, you cannot see other people's chat. So that's on intention. Okay, let's talk about the platform first. Okay, some people are saying quality is good. Some people are saying it is not, it's blurry. Okay, so everything looks good from my side. It is streaming in full because I have a internet speed of 100 Mbps. I think from your end, there might be some network issue, or you need to change some settings. Okay, it's better than YouTube, right? Okay, cool. Awesome. Please send the email to everyone. Okay, cool. So let's start with the, first of all, let me introduce okay, I will introduce Heather later for everyone. And of course, you might have seen him on different platforms, but let me start with the course content first. Heather, give me some time to introduce about the course, and then I will get you on board. Okay. Now, if someone is facing issue with the quality on Zoom, I would recommend you to rejoin. I think that might be an issue. You know, for me, Zoom is not clear, but my video on Zoom is clear. I know what's wrong. Okay, so let's get started. So let's talk about the course first. Now, this is a course which is called Mastering Java and Spring Boot. Now, if we talk about Java as a language, now Java is one of the most famous language in the industry, right? Of course, there are other languages, but then if we talk about the enterprise market, the languages which are used for the enterprise world, you will see the majority of the companies are using Java there. They were using Java, they are using Java, and they will be using Java in future as well. Now, there are other languages as well, uh, which is dependent on JVM, example, Kotlin. Now, the thing is, if you know Java, you can also learn Kotlin in a week or two, because that's what I have done. And then there are a few companies, they're also using Kotlin with Spring. So the framework remains same, but the language might change, okay? But if you know Java, it is very easy to get into other languages. So in this course, you're going to learn Java. That's the plan. We'll start with the core part. Then we'll slowly move towards the development part of it. Example, let's say if you want to build an application, it can be any big application or small application. We have the common steps to follow. A lot of people say, hey, how do we build application in real time? The way you learn, right? So whatever you're going to learn here, the approach will be build an application which will work in real time as well, right? So following certain best practices, following certain design patterns, and ultimately when we use Spring Framework, a lot of things we have to follow by default, right? So, but before going to Spring, we are also going to learn about databases. We also learn about Maven. How do we use a build tool? We'll also understand how do you connect your database with Java. We'll also understand how the internet works. Not exactly internet works, because that's very basic, but then how the client-server architecture works. And then we'll move towards the Spring framework. In Spring, we are going to learn about how do we build applications, what is dependency injection, how do you build REST APIs, how do you accept requests from the client and everything. Basically, we are going to build the entire backend of it, okay? And it will be fun. Next, this course is not a theory or one-way course. This will be a two-way course. Now, how we are going to do it two-way? Of course, we are going to use Zoom here for the interactions. Now, if you talk about the Zoom, we made sure that you cannot see others people chat, is because sometimes it is distracting. I want you to have your complete focus on me. Example, let's say if you're sitting in a classroom and if you're attending a session, of course, you look at the trainer, right? Your entire concentration is on the trainer. Why do you want to hear what others are thinking and others are saying? Now, Zoom works well if someone is facing an issue. Let's say if someone's network is not working properly, if they send a message, hey, my network is not working properly, it will disturb everyone in this session because they will get distracted. Okay, why that person network is not working? And that's the reason you can only see your chat and our chat, but we can see everyone's chat here. So people in the panelists like Heather and me, we can see everyone's chat. In future, by next week, Heather will also, Harsh will also be a part of the panelist who will be answering your questions. But since this is our first session, Harsh is out of here. But yeah, so basically this is a plan, this is a platform. Now, how do you make it more effective? You need to be interactive. As I mentioned, you cannot see other people's chat, but we can see your chat, right? The way I want it to be interactive is, every time I ask a question, and I will do a lot because when I teach something, I want to get some feedback, right? And on purpose, we are not doing it on a meeting format. Again, in meeting format, it's very distracting because you will see other people's windows, and that's very distracting. So in the chat, you need to answer whatever that question I ask. Maybe yes, no, or simple answers. Make it very quick. And that's how you can be attentive for 3 hours. I know, 3 hours sounds big, but once we start with a topic, you will say, okay, where were the 3 hours? It's gone so quickly. So you have to make sure that you understand whatever we are talking about, and also mention things in the chat, answer those in the chat. Next, we'll also have a Discord channel for our course, and you will get the link soon. Maybe I will try to update in this particular live session dashboard once the session gets over, and you can be a part of a Discord, and whatever problem we face will solve there. Okay, now here's a trick part. What if someone is facing an issue? Okay, you tell me, everyone on the Zoom, tell me the best approach, okay? So let's say we are on the Discord and everyone in the course is a part of a Discord channel, and then someone is facing an issue. Okay, maybe an issue with the code, maybe an issue with the system configuration, anything else. Of course, it should not be high level question, but let's say if it's a basic question, what will be the approach? Who will solve the problem first? That's right. That's right. It's peers. It's you. So basically, one thing I've learned in my career, it's not about how much concepts you know. In fact, uh, you will not imagine how much I learn every day. Maybe I got addicted to learning now. Every day I learn something new. But most of the time I'm not able to implement things. Of course, I do implementation, the things which is compulsory for me to learn. But let's say if I learn about something which is not uh, necessary for my knowledge or my ecosystem which I work on, even if I read about it, after a few days, I will forget the concept, right? Now, one way which I learn is, first of all, I implement stuff, because if you don't implement, you will not remember things. When you implement, you will face errors. And one of the reaction of students when they get errors is they get irritated. In fact, I used to get irritated when I started learning coding. I remember those days in my college days when I was doing coding, and every time you get the output, you used to feel happy, right? And let me know in the chat if you have the same feeling. Every time you get a right output, you're like, yay, and every time you face issues or you get bugs, you're like, I'm not a good programmer. This is not for me. I will leave this course. I don't want to learn anything. No, that's not how you should go for. Every time you get the bugs, you have to cheer it up. You're like, yes, I got a new bug. Let me solve it. I will learn more. And now every time I get a bug, every time I get some errors, some issues in the console, I feel happy. It's like, okay, I got a new way of learning stuff. As a trainer, it's very helpful for us as well, because when we learn something and when we get errors, we use those errors to teach others, right? I mean, example, let's say if I'm learning, let's say Flutter, because that's what I was experimenting last week. And then while using Flutter for Android, I faced some issues. And I thought, okay, if I make a course on Flutter, I will on purpose make this error so that students will learn. That's how you have to improve your knowledge. Okay. Every time you get bugs, you get exceptions or something, it's a good opportunity to explore. Now the question is, or the problem is, as an individual, how many problems you will face? Of course, limited set of problems, right? But what if you have a bunch of people in the group, and now everyone will make a mistake and you're going to solve it? And it's not like if for one particular issue, one have answered, that doesn't mean that everyone cannot support. Maybe everyone have a different approach of solving the same problem, right? So let's make it more active so that everyone will get benefit out of it. I'm just making Heather panelist again. Okay, cool. So does it make sense, everyone, what we're talking about? Okay. Now, how do you make this course as a interactive course? Now, before we talk about the not the interactive, but then how do we use this course in full use? So what I will do is, first of all, let me close the windows because I'm going to share my screen. I don't want to reveal everything. Just a second, everyone. The thing is, my account also has an admin access. I don't want to share. You are logged into platform with your account, right? Oh, I've just logged in. Okay, cool. So I'm sharing my screen now, and I hope you will not see my admin portal. It's very risky. Am I sharing only one window? Yes. It's not just about Zoom, okay? So being live on YouTube and sharing screens are always tricky. Okay, let me know in the chat if you can see my screen. I don't know why I'm so scared today. Okay, so if you see Zoom, there are two options basically. One is QA and second is your chat. So don't ask question in the chat, ask question in the QA, because Heather can also answer that. And then, of course, it will make sense for me to answer each questions, right? Cool. So you can see my screen, right, everyone? Just say yes. Okay, cool. So I'm sharing my screen. So whenever you go to dashboard, this is what you will see there, right? You will see that you are a part of this course, which is Mastering Java and Spring Boot. And since you have already enrolled, this is the first window you will see when you get here. Okay, so you have to continue your learning. Every time we go live, you will see upcoming live class, something like this window here, and this is how you join. And I would again recommend you to join the session using Zoom. Now, when you go to the course, you will see, okay, you will not see this video first. I think this is the point where I left. Okay. Hey, what's wrong with this window? Is it because I've already enrolled here? Okay, no issue. So if you can see, this is the consultancy session, which will remove today. We are into course induction. This is the course induction which we have. And, we were doing testing and then a lot of things were going weird. I don't know which one is currently live. Is it induction live? You help me because I'm an admin, so I can't see which is the current live. Okay, the first one, right? Okay, the induction live. Cool. So you are joining from this link, which is induction live here, which is going on. So live ends in 3 hours. This is the thing. You have to connect with Zoom, join with Zoom. Now, every time we are doing this thing, example, let's say if we talk about any concept here, let's talk about object-oriented programming. Now, this is a trial video which talks about what we are going to do in this course, right? But then when we are talking about object-oriented programming in live, this is where you will find the live class. Okay, so let's say we have 3 to 4 live class for object-oriented. You will find all the live class here. There is one more plan. Instead of uploading the recording directly, what we're going to do is we're going to cut the parts which are not required. Example, let's say we have a Zoom session for 3 hours. And then in this 3 hours, there's a break included of, let's say, 10-15 minutes. There is some, we are going to do some fun in between. So what we'll do is we'll cut those parts and we'll re-upload the video so that it will not waste your time. And for me, I always believe save time, right? So if you're missing a session, and if you're saying, okay, the session was supposed to be 3 hours, but now in live you only have 2.5 hours, is because we have reduced, we have cut down the unimportant part from the videos or from the live. Of course, we'll not delete any concept, don't worry. And we'll not even delete any important questions which you might have the same question, but we'll delete all the breaks in between and all the weird stuff which is going on. Because see, when you say it's a live, of course, to make it more interactive, we'll do some fun part as well. So yeah, so you will find the live sessions here. Now, after every session, okay, remember this point. This is very, very important. Yeah. So yeah, it's very, very important to remember every session or every live class will have a code. So of course, we'll talk about the code because this is a Java language, right? We are learning a programming language. So we'll try to reduce the theory. We'll focus more on doing, right? So doing is a new learning now. So you have to make sure that you do. So we will do the code. Once the session gets over, you have to practice the same code. Now, on purpose, we are not going to share the code with you on the same day. Let me repeat. You will get the video on the same day, but on purpose, we're not going to share the code on the same day. Or maybe we'll upload the code in next 2 days. The reason? I have seen with my previous experience, what people do is, and in fact, that's why I have created one of the short in my a reel or short on YouTube, which says mistakes a programmer does. What happens is when you learn something and when you see the code, you will simply copy the code, paste on your machine, and you think, okay, my job is done. No, your job is not done. Since we are typing a code, right? We are not copying it from somewhere. When we are teaching you the code, we are typing each letter. You have to do the same thing. Okay, it's not like you have done the session and you will simply copy paste the code. It will not work. You will not understand the concept. You have to try by yourself. And every session will also have an assignment which you have to do it by yourself. If you're thinking we are in a world of AI and we are going to use AI tools to get a code to complete the assignment, so all the best. If you are doing that, AI will replace you soon. because if AI can do your work, then you don't have to work, right? So don't do that. Do the assignments by yourself, and yeah. So do the assignments by yourself. So we'll not share the code with you till the mid of the week. But yes, before this next session, we'll share the code with you. If you are facing an issue with your code, you can check out the code which we have shared, and then you can compare. And of course, for your help, there will be people in the in Discord to help you with the errors and stuff. Again on Discord as well. Don't share your code with others. Don't share the working code. If you are facing issue, share the code which is facing issue, but don't share the working code. Okay, cool. Now, if we teach you one concept with 2 examples, we will ask you to do 5 examples with the same concept. The reason, the more you do, the more you will remember. Okay, and trust me, we will let you struggle. If you think you will paste your question on Discord, and then everyone will give. In fact, one more suggestion for everyone who will be helping in Discord: don't give the right answer in the first go. Okay, let them struggle. Give them hints. Let them struggle, because the more you struggle, see, the thing is, solving issue with the help of internet is also an art. Example, a lot of people say you just copy the code and go to Stack Overflow, you will get all the answers. Finding solutions or finding the answer is also, okay, just a second. Yeah, so getting the answers from the internet is also a tricky part. Okay, Google is also a skill. Cool. So learn that. How do you Google the errors on the? How do you Google the errors? How do you search for the errors on ChatGPT? Now, let me tell you one important thing here. If you have an habit of copying the errors and pasting on Google or ChatGPT, disclaimer for you. There are a lot of companies in the world, they believe in secrecy. Okay. In fact, when you join these companies, I don't want to name the companies because I have worked with some of them. On day one, as a trainer, we give them instructions that you are not allowed to copy the code from your machine and search on Google. In fact, you might have seen this with Samsung and Apple. Now they're not allowing their employees to use ChatGPT, because what they were doing is they were copying the code and pasting on ChatGPT and get the answer. Basically, you're sharing the code. So get this habit. Don't copy paste the errors on Google. You can copy the error, but not the message. No, don't reveal the exact file name and stuff. Okay. So again, disclaimer, if you even, because of security issue, that's right. So if you are getting a part of those companies, make sure you take care of it. Okay. So now what you are going to do this week. Okay. Now this is Sunday, right? Now this is not a place, or this is not a time where we are going to talk about what are the concepts, or will not teach the concept. This is the induction. So let me tell you, how do we use this course? So basically, this is the platform you have. You'll be having all the content here. And if you want to rewatch, again, go to dashboard. And then you can say it. Okay. Okay. There is some issue with the Sultan here. I'm trying to spam, but okay. So what's the issue, Sultan? The video is not proper in Zoom. Your video is overlapping in the bottom of your screen sharing. Okay. So basically what happens is on Zoom, this is not a problem from my side. This is the setting on which you have to do on your side. On Zoom, there's an option of layouts. Okay. So you will see different layout options. So change your layout. Can you see layout options there, Sultan? Okay, that's weird. Let me stop the screen sharing. Can you see view option, Sultan? So there should be a button called view. When you click on view, you will see different options there. Wow. Anyone else can see the view option on the Zoom? Okay, what do you see on the learner side? Because on the, but anyone facing issues which are there with the screen sharing and my face overlapping? But that's right. So if you're watching this on a mobile phone, then it will be an issue. Okay, on laptop also there's the same issue. Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. See, this is are you able to join the session? No?
There is no issue, sir. Basically, maybe some issue from their end. We can just see later on.
The thing is, Heather, you are also panelist, right? I'm not sure if there's an issue with the from the learner side.
Okay.
Get the link from get the Zoom link from Harsh. Harsh has a Zoom link. Okay, so few people are facing issues. So let's figure out what is that issue. Okay, Harsh says all good. Cool. So let me answer some of the questions now. Yeah, and one more thing. This course will also include projects, and then for every big topic there will be one project, which again, we will give you problem statement, and you need to struggle. Of course, you have Discord where you have code learners, which will help you with the hints, not the code. Okay. Okay, God of Joshi says no issue. Maybe need to go in full screen mode. Okay, try that, Sultan. If you can go on full screen mode. Okay, anonymous attendee says, so I'm trying to answer some of the questions here. I didn't receive any communication from Telesco. Okay, so what you do is, anonymous attendee, send a mail. We'll see if your email is there in the course and if there's some issue with the other with the thing. Okay, why can't I see comments from others? Again, as I mentioned before, I don't want to distract everyone. Okay, Dilip Kumar says, strictly, we should not use ChatGPT. I don't want to stop you by using ChatGPT. It's just that, see, learning AI tools is also important because ultimately in future you will be using that. But when you are learning something, I would say avoid it as much as possible. And when you're building a real project, then it will be an issue. Okay. Okay. Cool. Now, okay, Ajmat send an email. So I'm sharing my email address. So I'm just sharing for everyone. If you face any issue with the things, send email here, which I've shared in the Zoom chat. The team will take care of it. Okay. Now, one more thing. We are also having our Android application. So I don't know if people in the batch have checked it out. Make sure that you get the Android app with you, which is Telesco Android app. Let me see if I can share, or maybe you can just search on Play Store. We don't have the iOS app yet. It is still in testing and verifying from the Apple. See, the thing is, for the iPhone users, Apple takes time, right? So Android is fast. We can deploy it very easily. On iPhone, there are certain issues which we have to go through, but the iOS app is also ready. It's just that it is into review. And you can check out the Android application and you can watch the sessions there as well. Okay, now what you have to do this week, and after that, I will get Heather on board. So let me share my screen once again. Now, what you need to do this week is, now since this is our first session and we have few people, they are from programming background, maybe they have learned some other languages. And there are few people who are completely new to the IT world. They are from non-tech. And I have seen the transitioning happen from non-tech to tech. So this course is for you, don't worry. Now, the only thing you have to do extra is, now people who are new to IT and new to programming, for them, we have created some videos which you have to watch. This is not compulsory for everyone, and that's why we are not doing it live. because people from the programming world, they know these concepts. So if you can see in the Java fundamentals, there are 4 videos here, 4 or 5, 4. So fundamentals of programming, memory unit in computer, platform. So if you go to this video, Heather has explained everything in detail. You can see we have memory unit in computer, platform and platform dependency. What is Vora? Again, we'll talk about this in the live session as well, but just to be on the same page, we have this video. Next, for the next session, which is coming on Saturday, you need to make sure that you have your setup ready. So you have to install JDK. Everything is mentioned here because we will not be wasting time in the setup during the sessions, right? Because we have to use our time properly. So complete the setup before the session so that if you have any issues with the setup, we can solve that. But let's not do the setup during the session. So watch this. So this is your assignment for this week, which is this topics and this. Okay. So with this, let me get Heather on board now. Do we need to get set up all the IDs or one will be enough? Any one will do, and that's why we have given you the option. In fact, in the video, I have also mentioned that you don't need to install everything. You can pick one, whichever you feel good. Okay, Sultan says there was an issue when he joined with the browser, but with the Zoom, everything is going well. Okay, good job. Again, this is our first session. There will be some issues with the Zoom because maybe you are using this platform for the first time, or there might be hundreds of issues in the first session. But things will get smoother once we continue with the course. Okay, so I'm making Heather the host now. So Heather, you can introduce yourself. Have I introduced myself to the batch? Not yet, right? Okay, so for everyone who has been following me on YouTube, they know my name, but just to give you a quick introduction about me and my career. So basically, my name is Naveen Reddy. I am a corporate trainer, software developer, YouTuber, of course, Telesco. And apart from it, that's what I do. I have in total experience of 13 years now. I started my career in 2010, worked with few companies. But every time I was working there, I was missing trainings because I used to love training from my college days. And that's why I got into training. I never thought of training as a full-time, but every time I teach, initially I was just enjoying the training. I was not sure, am I really helping people? But after YouTube, when I got the feedback, that's when I realized, okay, I'm enjoying this. And by doing this, I'm also helping people. So win-win. I'm enjoying, so I'm lucky to do things which I love. A lot of people say, follow your passion. I don't understand how do we do that, but it worked for me. I just followed my passion. So I love every day working. And maybe that's why I'm working on Sundays as well. That's weird. Anyway, so the thing is, that's what I do. I'm a trainer and I also work on different software projects. Currently, my interest is in 2 technologies. One is Java, second is blockchain. And yeah. So that's about me. Anything else I have to talk about? Cool. So then we'll move towards the introduction of Heather. And then once Heather has done his introduction, we'll take up the questions from you. We'll also enable you to talk. And then we can have a live interaction. Whatever questions you have, this is the time you have to ask. Today's session is all about QA. Now, if someone wants to join directly on Saturday, that's fine. You can drop off, you can join on Saturday. But if you have questions or if you want to listen to someone else's question, be there because this session will be really helpful. And we can also set the right platform, or let's all be on the same page, what you can expect. So Heather, you are the host now. You can enable your camera. Hey, hi, Heather. Good morning.
Hi, sir. Very good morning. Very good morning to everyone. And thank you for the opportunity, sir. First of all, to everyone, I have been working with Java for 8 years now, since my college days. And after which I have started working as a software developer, then got into training. Then again went back and worked as a software developer. Again, getting back to the training. I have overall 6+ years of experience, 7th year running, but I have used Java even during the college days also. And Java is the mainstream I have been working on. Of course, as a software engineer, as an educator, you have to work with the multiple technologies. It is not just one technology you'll be working on. But what is the main thing you're working more on, which is the main stack, if you ask me, that is when I would say that Java is something which I've worked a lot, both in the training as well as in the development part. Now, years of experience I'm going to put here, and then we will see, we'll make sure that you will come out of this course as one of the best software developer. And some of the questions I've been seeing on the YouTube chat also, here also, that this course, is it suitable for the freshers or is it suitable for the experienced professionals? It is for both. We have taken care of everyone. Years of experience we have put here, and we have made sure that it is suitable and well, suitable for all, both the freshers as well as the experienced community. We are going to cover the advanced part also. We are going to cover the basic part also. And someone who are experienced, learning the basics once again in a simple manner, there is no harm. Learn what you learn or relearn what you already know. There is no harm in that. It's just going to benefit you. And advanced part also we are going to cover, which can, which can be understood by both freshers as well as the experience, inclusive of the projects. All that will be taken care, as sir has said. We have assignments, we have quiz, we have projects. It's a well organized course, and you have a course recording also if you have missed any of the classes. Thank you so much for the opportunity, sir. And let's together as a one family, will come out as one of the no in-demand Java developers after the completion of this course.
Yeah, that's true. In fact, Heather and we have worked before, and then it's always fun to have someone with the same wavelength. The problem is, different trainers have a different style of teaching, right? And whenever you have two trainers, there's always some issue with the speed. Someone will think, okay, why you are talking, why you speak so slow? The other trainers speak so fast. The good thing is, trainer Heather and me, I think we have the same frequency of words which we speak per second or per minute. So again, it matches. And the energy. I remember my earlier days as a trainer with Heather. So we have the same energy, with the moment. So basically, Heather was here a few days back, and then he was recording some videos. I was able to hear his voice parking, so that's the thing. So he's very passionate about teaching, and that's what I love about Heather. And
thank you, sir.
Of course, you will enjoy it, and everyone, you will enjoy these sessions from Heather. And okay, I just want to check if my internet is working properly. I saw some issues. Okay, cool. Looks good. Now, Heather, we can take up some questions and we can give chance to others to speak.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
First, we will take some of the questions. You guys can put it on the Q&A. I know a lot of questions will be there. And then we will allow you also to talk. Initially, if we allow, then what happens is one guy might take a lot of time and others might be losing the patience and they'll leave out the meeting. That's not the case. We will allow everyone. Whatever is your concern, we will try to resolve that. Also, please do refer this course to others, your friends, your peers. Let them know the potential of this course and let them also enroll. You just have to educate them that yes, there is a course. Let them at least know, make them aware. Okay.
Okay, there's a question from Ajmat. Are we going to learn Stream API too? Of course. How can we leave Stream API? There's a question from anonymous attendee. What's the Play Store app name? So basically, the app name is Telesco. Okay, can I join from Telesco app as well? Okay, this is the first live session which we are doing with the app already in Play Store. Even we need to check that. So my team can do it now. Can we watch the session from the phone? Is Android? Okay, my team will check.
See, one of the reason also in the induction, we don't want to teach anything technical is because whatever the technical small issues here and there, all that can be resolved. And when you actually learn the technology, you should not face any issue. And you'll have a lot of questions, queries before you get into the course, which has to be resolved. And whatever is there in your mind, you can openly ask to us. We will resolve it. Not just the technical, even non-technical, whatever it is. Okay.
Right. So on that note, so Heather, there are some questions in the QA, if you can answer them.
First, one common questions again. What is the ID that you'll be using through the course? ID should not be matter of concern. First of all, you can go with VS Code, you can go with the IntelliJ, you can go with the Eclipse. Majority of the time, we may go with VS Code and the Eclipse, which happens to be the most popular IDs. Even if you use IntelliJ, there is no harm in that. Okay, switching the IDs for Java developer will not take much time, more than 1 or 2 hours, more than just spending time with 1 or 2 hours, you can easily switch. That is not a big deal.
Right.
With this course, most probably we'll go with the VS Code as well as the Eclipse in majority of the cases. Sometimes, just to give the touch, we may also go with the IntelliJ.
Yeah. Heather, there's some issue with your internet connection, I guess. It is lagging in between.
Okay, I'll just maybe
if you can
rectify that
rejoin
and...
or check with the internet.
Sure, definitely.
Okay, cool. So till that point, I will answer that. Okay. So yeah, as Heather mentioned about the IDEs, in fact will recommend you to explore different IDEs. You can start with anyone which you feel good, or maybe you can just follow the course, whatever IDE we are using, just keep using that. But we'll also encourage you to explore other IDEs as well. Okay. Now there's a question from Ramakrishna, and the question is, will concepts are explained with code? Of course. In fact, if you have seen me teaching something, or if you see Heather, we start the concept with the code itself. We'll first, we'll directly start with the code, and then we'll explain the concept, what is behind it. Okay, it will be fun. Don't worry. A question from Sid. I have this question: is Java a language or a technology? How can we differentiate between these two? See, the thing is, Java is first of all a language. Is because it has a syntax. You can talk to your computer with the help of this language. But then Java is not just to talk to a computer, right? It is basically provides you different tools. Example, it has some frameworks. It has a runtime. It has a virtual machine. So if you combine all those things, if you talk about the enterprise servers, so if you combine all these things, Java is also a technology. Okay. So, and that's why a lot of people do use it differently. Some people say Java technology, some people say Java language. So when you say Java language, you're specifically focusing on a language syntax or the concepts. But if you talk about the other things like frameworks, tools, runtimes, servers, they are part of Java technology. I hope that makes sense, Sid. Okay, now very important question from Vinod. Question is, while building the projects, we have to build UI also? The answer is no. Okay, see, UI is something which is optional. If you want to do it, do it. But in this course, our focus will not be on UI. Okay, if you want to send requests to the server, we are going to use some tools like Postman to send the request. Or maybe somewhere we'll create a very simple HTML UI, but the focus will not be on the UI. Okay, next question. Servlet JSP. We'll talk about something about Servlet JSP. We'll not go in detail because, see, we'll talk about Servlet JSP just to understand how things are working behind the scene. Okay, we'll not be focusing much on Servlet JSP. We are going to learn everything, how to implement things in the in Spring MVC itself.
Enough, how much is required for us to understand the Spring and frameworks?
Heather,
that much we are going to cover. Maybe we'll touch upon it. Okay.
Okay. Cool. What Heather was saying is we'll focus that much on Servlet, which will be helpful for you to build applications. Okay, Survi says, are we starting the course today? No, course today is just an induction about the course, how the course will go, what are the things you have, and if you have any common questions, or any questions for that matter, We'll answer that. The actual topic we're going to start from Saturday. But if you are leaving the session now and joining on Saturday, make sure that you complete those videos in the dashboard. So there are certain videos which you have to watch before the next session. So Java fundamentals and setup. Okay, Mudli says having issues with debugging. Okay, we'll have a special session on debugging in VS Code. But if you are facing issues, you can reinstall the VS Code, Mudli, if that helps. Or reinstall, yeah. Okay, Srinath says, are we going to create Spring Boot app with Gradle or Maven? In this course, the focus will be on Maven. But if you understand Maven, it will be easier for you to move to Gradle as well. So that should not be an issue. But just to keep it simple for everyone, we'll use Maven. Is there any WhatsApp group to join or updates? No, we'll not be having a WhatsApp group. We'll be having a Discord channel. And you will get the Discord channel link in this particular session. I mean, after the session in the notes. Is Java 17, is it okay for this course? Yes. At this point, it is okay. But later, we might use some advanced features, let's say Java 18, Java 20 features. Then we'll see how do we update it. But at this point, 17 is enough. Okay, Krishna says, I have a question regarding session timing. Any plans to change it to start at 8 a.m.? See, the thing is, we can't change the time once we start. That's an issue because it will affect everyone. So the timing will be 9. Okay, do we get placement assistance after this course? No, we don't provide placement assistance. The thing is, we have designed the course in such a way that once you complete the course, and once you complete all the assignments and projects which we have asked you to do, I can assure you, you will get a job anywhere. But I can't guarantee, because getting a job needs a lot of different factors. But you will be skilled enough that once you get a option of getting interviewed, with your knowledge, with your skill set, even you will be so confident to get a job anywhere. Okay, so let's focus on the learning part.
See, your main focus must be on the skills, and you cannot find anyone who is really skilled and don't have job, who says that, yes, I know really well Java, I know very well Spring Boot, I know how to develop an application, and they cannot claim that I don't have a job, right? So your first focus should be on the skills. And once you're confident in skills, this question you will not ask for anyone. You will have that confidence that, yes, I can make it whenever I have an opportunity. Don't worry on that part. No problem, Hemant. We will cover Java from the scratch only. Even if you are zero in coding, no problem. We will take care of that. For this week was the videos which has been uploaded. No, you can understand with that videos from what scratch, what level we are starting this entire course. So you need not to worry. This course will definitely help you to learn Java as well as the application development using the Spring Boot. That's not an issue. Sai, we would say whatever assignments we are going to give you after the classes, after the sessions every week, those assignments and quiz and whatever code we have done it, if you do that much, it will suffice. Okay. In between, if you see that you still have time after doing all those assignments and projects and tasks, definitely we'll suggest you something on that. Okay.
Okay. So there's an interesting question from Prakash. And the question is, I'm expecting project-based learning. Request you to focus more on projects while applying the concepts that we learn. See, the thing is, there are two things here. First, when you learn a concept, first we have to understand what is that concept, and we'll understand with the code for sure. Now, what happens in project-based learning is, in project-based learning, we cannot implement all the concepts. And then, even if we have a concept in a particular project, we'll only understand the concept in a in a length that is useful for the project. And that's where you will miss a lot of different concepts when you only focus on project. So what we normally do is, first of all, we'll teach you the concepts with the code, and then we'll build a project with all the knowledge which we have. And then we'll see how do we use each knowledge which we have in the project. Okay, if that makes sense, Prakash. We can't completely focus on the project because we tried that before. But then if you know the concept, then it is easier for you to do project-based learning. But if you don't know the concept, it will create another type of headache. What is that new thing coming up on the screen? Does that make sense, Prakash? Okay, Mika is saying can't see others comment. Yeah, that's on purpose, Mika, because we don't want to disturb. But you can see QA, I think. You can see others people questions. Yeah, okay. Question from Radhe is, will this course cover all the concept from basic and advanced Java, Spring? Yeah, it covers. See, when I say every concept, first of all, in this world, no one can teach everything in a live class. Can you see that book there? I don't know if you can see. That's Java complete reference. Okay, that's there. Java complete reference. See the book size. That's only core Java, right? Now, if we talk about Spring, there's another book of Spring which is this big. In fact, even that is not complete. If we talk about Spring framework, it has multiple projects. Can I talk about all the concept? Of course not. But we will cover enough to make sure that whatever project you build, you can use those concepts. And we'll also make sure that you are ready to learn any concept when it is required. Okay, that's, even, one of the biggest skill set in the world is not how much you know, it's about how much, what is your capability or capacity to learn something new. So in this course, we'll also make sure that we'll teach you how to learn things and implement while you're building a project. So let me give an example here. Let's say we talk about how do you use a particular database with Spring Framework, right? And now suddenly you got a project by saying, okay, we don't want to use external database, we want to use an in-memory database. And of course, let's say we are not teaching you how to use in-memory database, but we'll teach you how do you configure something which you don't know about. What are the resources you have to follow? For the steps, and you're good to go. Okay, we'll also make you to do that, and that's how you learn. Okay, and we are doing this from the experience what we have gained from last 10 years, how to teach, right? How we can connect with the learner's brain. So that's what we are trying to do. So your suggestions for the course are welcome, but there are certain things which I think we know what we're trying to do.
We will not miss out any of the major concepts. We will cover all the OOPS concepts, multi-threading, exception handling, collections, enum, map, annotations. All of this will be covered, right? But still, there is a lot of scope. And sometimes your experience matters. The more you work on, the more knowledge you will get. Doesn't matter how much someone is teaching you. It's like how much you're also using it, how much you're also putting the efforts. That also matters here. It's not like someone just have taught you and you have not worked only. Even whatever we are covering, if you have not worked, if you have not practiced, if you have just listened to our lectures and you felt like you have understood the things, then my dear friends, you're not a Java developer. It's you're not going to clear interview. You'll not be able to work in any of the project once you are recruited in any of the company, right? So it's like you also have to implement, and whatever we are doing the class, you have to go out of the box. And if you ask me what makes us Java developer, it's not what you're going to learn in 3-4 hours of lectures. It's after those 3-4 hours of lecture, what you are going to do, how much time you're going to spend to practice and to understand the concept. That plays very, very crucial role to make you a good software developer. Keep that also in mind. It's not just you have watched the 3 hours of session, you have understood everything. Okay, great. This is the concept. You will understand. We'll make sure about that. It's our responsibility to make you understand all the concepts. But after you have understood how you are implementing, how much you are practicing, how much you are evolving yourself in the coding, that decides whether you will become a software developer or not. Keep that also on note.
Right. So let's take some questions from the people directly using. Okay. I think, Heather, you are the host, right? Can you make me the host, Heather?
Sure, sir.
Or I can reclaim the host. Yeah, I can reclaim. Okay. Cool. So if you want to ask question directly by your voice, raise your hand on chat and we'll give you the access. Okay. So we got Praveen. Hey, hi, Praveen.
Praveen, you can just talk. You're on mute.
Okay, Uday says in the chat, Naveen sir, today I feel some words you are skipping or talking time, taking time to speak. Maybe the way session started, at 8:55, I started this Zoom link and then things were not working. Normally I don't panic, but I don't know why today I got panic because of the first session or something. I was not able to open Zoom and then something was going wrong. Zoom was saying you're not allowed to start the class. I was like, hey, Zoom, I am the host of this class. You're not allowing me also. So maybe that's the reason. So, okay, Praveen is not connecting. Okay, Sid is there. Hey, hi, Sid. Okay, why can't I hear anything? Sid, if you're saying something, I can't hear you. I don't know what's wrong.
We cannot hear you, Sid. Maybe you have not given the permission to talk. You have just opened, but we are not able to hear.
Okay.
Now fine.
Now we can hear you.
Okay, can you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey Naveen, hi Heather.
Hey, hi, Sid.
Naveen, I'm a big fan of you for quite long time already, but unfortunately I could not able to finish my Java course when
Thank you so much, Sid. Thank you so much.
I remember I think somewhere around 2016 or 17, you were also at Hyderabad meetup. I came to NTR Gardens to meet you there.
Oh, is it? Yeah,
Yes.
I remember the meetup in the 2017. Oh,
17
right.
or 16. I'm not sure where
No,
in which year it
we
was.
did it one in 18, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the garden, right?
Yes, in the
In the
garden.
botanical garden, I think.
NTR Garden.
Yeah, India Garden near the
IMAX, Prasad IMAX,
yeah,
near to Prasad IMAX.
right. I
Right.
remember.
Yeah. So the best thing of your videos I have followed on YouTube is about the illustrations you do. For example, the variable concept or data and data type concepts, like how you use a mobile and mobile pouch or laptop case, something like
That's the old video, yeah.
Yeah, I hope you will do the similar kind of illustrations, because that is very easy for people like me who are coming from non-technical background.
Yeah.
It helps me a lot.
Sure. In fact, since we have a live course where we are not going on YouTube, I can say whatever I want now without any filters. Because on YouTube, we have to put filters, right? Maybe people sentiments will get hurt. They're watching on YouTube, but in this course, we are going to take a lot of more examples, which will be quite fun and unfiltered.
Nice. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Naveen. Thank you very
so
much.
much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Just a second, everyone. I'm making Heather the host. Yeah. So you can make me the, okay, I can reclaim the host, right? Okay. Next we have is Dilip. Hey, hi, Dilip.
Can you hear me, Naveen?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. First of all, I need to admit I got goosebumps talking to you. and I'm very much interested and eager to learn a lot. I I I overcome my fear by learning from your videos only. So I referred so much tutorials, but nothing suits me well. So I'm very much excited to learn from you. And I just wanted to know
Yep.
some things like in my current projects and many organizations, they were trying to upgrade the older version to the newer version.
Mhm,
So that time, so when we are developing a tool from the scratch, it's
mhm.
pretty easier. But when
Right.
we upgrade it from the older version to the newer version, we are facing so
Mhm.
much of challenges. So will there be any guidance in this tutorial for that?
Yeah, that's a good point. So the thing is, in this course, we'll not be much focusing on how do we shift from the older version to new version. But yeah, so let's say if we talk about a new concept, which came later. So we'll see how
Mhm.
do you modify the existing code to adapt to the new code. One of the example is Stream API. So whatever we
Uh-huh.
are going to learn in Stream API, first will not be using Stream API because that's a new concept. We will do in an
Mhm.
older format, and then we'll see how do you convert that into a newer one.
Mhm.
But that will be one sample of a snippet. But we're not focusing on the entire project, right? Because when you shift the entire project, there are a lot of different things also dependent on it. The plan is to have, so in this particular entire course, we are going to have some guest sessions from the
Mhm.
industry people who have done something like this. One session on how do you upgrade your existing project, one session in how do you think in a testing format, because see, testing in Java is different from developing in any programming language for that matter. Testing needs a different mindset, right? So we'll also have some sessions for testing. We'll also have some sessions on how do you choose a particular cloud. So
Mhm.
I'm in connect with multiple people, and they will be coming for the session of half an hour, 1 hour, in this during the session. Let's say we have a session on Saturday from 9 to 12. Maybe at
Mhm.
around 11:30, we'll invite a guest, and they will talk about how do we use certain things in the industry.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it is not a part of a course curriculum, but during the concept, we'll talk about how do you use the newer syntax apart from the older syntax.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I hope that
Thank you.
that makes sense.
Also, sometimes it is not, it's not a generic concept. It depends on the projects and company by company also. We cannot get everyone on the same page if we try to do so. It's not easy that for every project and every technology will be able to say. Sometimes it's specific to project, sometimes specific to which tools, what upgradations are happening. So that is also one of the concern. But as sir said, maybe with the guest lecturings and also whatever is possible, we'll be doing from our end.
Okay.
Right. So I hope, Dilip, you will enjoy the entire course.
Yes, yes. I'm very much interested and excited for the upcoming days.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dilip.
Yeah, thank you.
Any more questions? I can see Hemant. Is there? Hey, hi, Hemant.
Hey, hi, sir. Firstly, me, I'm a huge fan of you, sir.
Oh,
Currently,
thank you
I'm
so much.
pursuing. Currently, I'm pursuing my master's in MSIT in USA, actually.
Okay.
So I'll be joining in the late nights, I think, from IST to EST.
So what's the time now in
So,
USA?
like right now, I'm in India. Right now, I
Oh,
came
okay.
for my summer vacation for
Okay,
2 months.
okay.
I'll be returning back by July 31st.
Oh,
So
okay.
meanwhile, I can attend these sessions these days for next 2 months from India. So,
Oh, that's
like,
awesome.
I do the same some concern, like, either of us has explained clear, like, a couple of minutes ago, I posted one question, like, I'm completely new to Java.
Okay.
So, I'm a beginner. I haven't practiced any questions. To be frank, in my college days, I just
Hemant,
taken a
just
remote.
one thing. Your voice is not coming properly. It's getting
Oh,
it's
I
going up and
chopping?
down from, not exactly chopping, but the voice is going up and down.
Okay, sir. Is it fine right now?
Yeah, manageable.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I haven't gone through any kind of coding or any lead code stuff, anything, sir. So the
Okay.
thing is, like, I'm really interested to learn this Java course from this particular coursework and from both of you hosters or others. Like, I just really wanted to learn this subject. With this help of, by learning this, I can, how to say, I can implement those things in Python as well. Like,
See, the beauty is once you learn Java, you can learn other languages as well. The reason I was able to create a Python playlist on YouTube, which is one of the uh, most popular playlist of Velisco, I have never worked on Python before. In fact, I have done something, but not in a proper format. And then I have learned Python in a month just because I was knowing Java. I was able to
great.
learn Kotlin in 2 weeks is because I know Java. So Java is a language which covers everything in any programming language. It supports object-oriented, it supports functional. So don't worry about that. Once you know Java, it is easier to learn any language.
Yeah, at least I'm looking forward to learn basics of Java in next 6 months.
I mean, if you follow exactly what we'll tell you to do, also
Definitely.
not just about what we teach, but if you practice the assignments and projects, you will not be a beginner. You will be at least intermediate. Of course, I will not say expert because expert is very a subjective word. Sometimes
Yes.
I think, am I expert in Java? Maybe not. So maybe at the intermediate level, we'll take you there.
That thing really helps me and makes me positive way from to research. But I was into ETL data. I was aware of Informatica Power Center, Informatica Cloud,
Mhm.
Teradata, and Greenplum,
Yeah.
Unix. These things are my core, but I'm really wanted to legacy myself into Java. So here, like everyone in US, everyone will be pointing to Java for job vacancies, everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know what happened in India. In most of the countries, they are still focusing on Java. They are looking for Java developers. In India, the wave is going a different way. Maybe it is other languages are getting a lot of hype, and Java is not getting enough recognition now. But once they get into job, then that's when they realize the importance of Java.
But to be frank, most of the openings in US are for Java, sir.
Yeah.
Rest others related to DevOps and everything, like
Right.
data
Right.
engineer.
Right. In India as well, most of the jobs are for Java. It's just that students are carried away from it to some other languages. Maybe one of the things which I think about Java is it works in a back end, and people get fascinated with the things which they can see in the front end, right? If they can build a website, they feel, wow, we can build a website. But if you cannot build a back end, that's a struggle, right? And
Yeah.
so maybe that's the reason. But yeah, Java is everywhere, and the jobs are also there. The only problem is, are we skilled to work as a Java developer? But in 6 months, we'll make sure that you are skilled to call yourself a Java developer.
Definitely, sir. Will it be helpful for front end development as well, sir? As you mentioned, like UI UX. Like I'm really not sure. Like this question might be wrong. I'm so
No,
sorry
no.
for
See,
asking.
front end is actually important skill, but it's not compulsory. So there are a lot of companies, they don't even look for front end knowledge. What they want is a back end knowledge. But there are certain
Some
companies like startups, they can't hire two people, right? They say, okay, we don't want to hire two people, front end, back end. So let me hire one person who is called a full
full
stack
stack.
Java developer. But I believe, in fact, I've posted on the different platforms as well recently, there's nothing called as full stack development. It's like, when you watch cricket match, we have a concept of all-rounders, right? But if you see, they're not exactly all-rounder. They are either a batting all-rounder, that means a batsman who can bowl, or they can be a bowling all-rounder, a bowler who can bat. In the same way, if you know Java, you are a back-end developer. And if you know front-end, so you're a back-end developer who knows a bit of front-end. And there are people in the market who are front-end developers and they know a bit of back-end. And trust me, when this combination works, if you don't have a good experience, it always creates issues. In some websites, you will find awesome front-end, but the moment you click something, it's not working. Something is going wrong in the back end. And then I have seen some projects which has amazing backend. It struggles in the front end. And it needs a experienced full stack developer who knows both the technologies perfectly. Okay, so to start with, I would say focus on the backend. Once you're good with backend, spend good amount of months to learn front end as well and build projects. So again, I'm not saying
front end
is not.
developer.
Who?
My sister is a front end developer. Actually.
Well, that's a good combination then. Start your own company.
It is not possible. The only sir, is there any can I learn selenium test or something? Is there selenium?
Yeah, that's for testing. That's for testing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll not be covering Selenium, but then I'm planning to have one session from my friend whose name is Mukesh Utwani. And he will be coming there for, let's say, half an hour, 1 hour, just to make you understand the ecosystem in testing. So in future, if you want to move to testing, we should know the path.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
Some
Next
questions is that how do we practice? All of that will take care. The assignments will be designed in such a way that whatever concept you have learned, you will be in a position to implement them independently. So no worries on that. There will be guidance on that part also.
Okay. Next we have is Bharat.
Hello.
Just
Can
Bharat.
Yeah,
Hi, Bharat.
Hi, sir. Hi, I want to thank you guys both because I was part of the iNeuron full stack course. And
Okay. Welcome back to the Telescope batch.
I was just like hanging out here, like just seeing the live. So just want to thank you for the course, and I want to thank Naveen sir for picking Haider and Nitin like as mentors there, because they're like really awesome. And Nitin sir is really awesome, and Haider sir, thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much, Bharat.
In fact, I was lucky to find both.
So Haider sir, what is I saw your post on LinkedIn that you are
Okay, but let's do one thing. Let's have this chat later.
Okay, no, his YouTube channel. That's what. Okay.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the YouTube channel.
Yeah, this YouTube channel. Yeah.
The thing is, this particular session is also going live on YouTube. I don't want the previous companies to watch this.
Okay.
Yeah, to have. But yeah, if you have any other question apart from you can ask the YouTube channel of Heathers.
Yeah.
I'll be more active now under the guidance of Naveen sir. He has helped me a lot. He has given me complete freedom, and I'll be active on that channel as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I think this will be huge because of Haider sir is here and Naveen sir. This will be huge, and I hope this should be.
Thank you.
Reaching many people. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you will enjoy the course, but here also. Thank you. Okay, anyone wants to talk, you can raise your hand if you have any questions regarding the course or your career. See, this is the best time because from the next week, the focus will be completely on the skills, on the knowledge.
See, from next week onwards, once we start the course, whatever questions you have about the doubts, that will be taken at the end of the technical discussion. In between, we cannot take because that will disturb the entire flow of our technical discussion. And in the day, if we have to cover so many concepts, that will be maybe 9 to 12, 12:30, we'll discuss technical, and then we will take your questions. Today, you might have any questions, is what we are going to take it, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, that will be recorded, Saika. Yeah. How do I pronounce? Correct.
In fact, we should also ask them to pronounce their name so that we'll remember. We are very bad with names. Okay, so we got Venkatesh here. Hi, Venkatesh.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, Naveen sir. Hello, Haider sir. So,
Hi.
first of all, I'm Venkatesh. So, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm a final year student currently.
Okay.
Just graduated in this 2023. I'm following your channel as a start of my coding journey. Whenever I start my coding journey in Python, I watch your YouTube videos in 2019. So since then, I started the Python journey, and after that, you are one live session in the actually in January or February 2020 with Karuna Lakhani ma'am, right?
Yeah, right,
I
right.
hope you remember that.
Yeah, yeah,
So she gave the guidance on machine learning and data science.
yeah,
So in that way, I turn my journey towards this. But talking about the Java, I have a bit fear to start with this language. So I actually never started my programming journey in Java. But now your 10-day live challenge you have
yeah,
taken, right? So I have
yeah,
participated in that, but unable to complete it because of my college exams.
yeah.
So basically, I just want to thank you for this course. I have a confidence that I will do something or I will learn something from you both and interesting peers we have. So just thanking you. And I have one question for
Yeah.
you. Can you please explain a little bit more about the projects we have done in the last or in mid of the course?
Okay, so the project domains, right?
Yeah, so project domains or tools or technologies, or after the projects, what are the advantages we have
Okay.
uh, in
So
that purpose?
basically, yeah. So basically, whatever we are going to learn in this course, example, let's say we'll have some projects, I think one or two projects in Kojava itself to understand the concepts. It can be any, see, the domain can be anything. It can be food delivery app, or it can be a basic event management system, or one thing we have done recently. So in the live challenge as well, we have done URL shortening, right? So some exciting project like this, which will make sure that you learn things. Next, for this spring, once we move to the advanced part, we will convert the project which we have done in Kojava, which is console based, into a web project. So how do we convert a console project to a web project? We'll also see that. And then the domain is not fixed. It can be anything. And then sometimes the domain can be created in the live itself. So let's say today we'll think, so let's say we are doing a project today after learning Spring Boot. I will ask you what kind of project we want to build. And if you said this, we will start designing the project at that point. So it will also teach us to work together to come up to a particular solution. Is it making sense?
Okay, sir.
Now, once we complete the entire course and projects, you will be comfortable enough to build any enterprise project. So when I say comfortable, it doesn't mean that you will know everything about the enterprise market, because no one knows exactly. Even people who have worked in the industry from 7 years, 10 years, when they get a new project, they spend around month or two to understand what technologies we are going to use, what are the concepts we need to implement. In fact, they upgrade themselves in those 2 months also. So I want you to take to that particular level that you can learn new things by yourself. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir. Okay.
So at this point, don't worry, Venkatesh. The important thing is just be with us. Whatever we say, we know what we are doing, and we'll try to make sure that we'll fill all the gap. In fact, there are few things which you don't even know about, which we know now. And then when we talk about it, then you realize, oh, actually, I had this question. So because we are doing this from a long time, we know how learner's mentality works when you learn a new technology.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you'll enjoy the process. Don't worry.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks
Venkatesh,
for giving me a chance to talk with you. And it's a really nice thing to having sending the gratitude notes to you in this live sessions. So thanks.
Oh, thank you so much. In fact, Venkatesh, you loved the 10-day challenge, right?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, we are going to do more of that in this course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because it worked. I loved it. I loved the 10-day challenge. Initially, I never thought it will be that success, but the way people perceived it, I loved it. I enjoyed the entire process.
Yes, sir.
We'll do more of these sessions in this live.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
See, to everyone, this is a well-structured and organized course with the experience of corporate training. Top MNCs we have done training, especially Naveen sir has done to even top so-called companies. He has done the training. freshers we have taught, college students we have taught, we have developed the applications, all the experience together we are going to put into this course. We know how the things work, what exactly is required by industry, what is needed for you to understand any of the concepts. You need not to worry, you leave us, leave to us, we will take care of that. But we expect from all of you is your commitment, your dedication, and how much focus you are to this course. You have to give the focus whenever you're learning any of the concepts. By ignoring all the distractions you have, then definitely you will achieve your goal. Time will just pass 6 months like this, but you will at the end will become a good software developer and you'll be very much confident. That part we will take care. But you have to show the commitment, dedication, and you have to stay focused throughout the course to achieve the goal. That from your end, it has to be there. From our end, whatever is required, we will take care of that.
Right. Now, on that note, let's take a break because we have been in this session from last 1.5 hours. So that's what we are going to get through. So we'll take a break maybe at 1 hour or 1.5 hours every session so that you can relax and then we can connect. So take a break of 7 minutes now. It is 10:38. Let's get back here at 10:45. So 7 minutes break. Okay, I'm back. Okay, next we have is Ravanya. Ravanya, you have the access now?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, hi Naveen. I just wanted
Hello.
to thank you because in my college days, with the help of your Django course, I was able to complete some projects
Oh, that's nice.
and it helped me through Microsoft mentorship program also, where I used Django and built a application.
Okay.
Yeah, it helped me a lot with college projects and some mentorship programs as well. And now, recently, I joined in an organization as a full stack Java developer.
Oh,
So
that's
now
awesome.
I wanted to become confident at my skills. So I took this course and hoping that it will help me as it did with my college projects also.
Oh, that's awesome. In fact, since you're already into Java now, you can help the other learners as well.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you so much, Ravanya. Any questions you have?
Yeah, I mean, in the current organization, they use microservices. So I just wanted to be confident at my skills so that I can perform my job well
Right.
and learn the thing. So how is this course going to help me?
Okay, so basically, the focus will be on core skills on Java and Spring. Now, for microservices, we will be pushing you recorded videos in microservices. I mean, we'll explain everything about microservice, how to build a microservice application, and what are the different tools available there to use it. And then there will be projects on microservices as well. So which will help you to build application microservices. So you'll be confident enough to build microservices by yourself.
Yeah, okay. Hoping that.
Awesome. Thank you
Yeah,
so much,
thank you.
Ravanya. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have is Sherin. Hey, hi, Sherin. And apologies if I'm not pronouncing anyone's name properly. I'm very
Hello?
bad at names. Hey, hi. Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello, my voice is audible.
Yes, you're audible now.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for this opportunity.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
Okay. Actually, I'm a full stack developer and it's months.
One
So,
step, okay.
yeah. And I'd like to switch my career in Java.
That's cool. The good thing is
Yeah.
you already know how to build application in MERN, right? So it will be easier
Yeah.
for you to understand. The only thing you have to learn here is how do we do the same thing in Java? At least
Yeah,
you
that's why
see.
actually I started your tutorials like on the YouTube, but it's very difficult to understand some concept because I am new to the object-oriented programming. It's very different.
Yeah, that's tricky. Coming from the functional style object seems difficult
Yeah,
to.
it's very there is some like difference between the concepts of each object and all.
Yeah.
And I have two questions.
Yes.
One is there is any sufficient deadline for the assignments?
For the deadline for the assignments, right?
Yeah, assignments. We have the weekly assignments for each
Yeah. So
topic.
basically, you have to complete the assignment before the next session. So not
Okay.
exactly next session. Example, we will give you assignment on Sunday. Then you have
Okay.
to complete by Friday.
Okay. And the next about in the course concept, there is showing that we are doing the Spring framework like Spring MVC, Spring Data JPA, and JDBC.
Right.
How this is the Spring and this Spring Boot is like the Spring Boot is the latest technology, right?
Spring Boot is actually a layer on top of Spring Framework. The thing
Yeah.
is, when people started working on Spring Framework, they were happy. The only problem is in Spring Framework, you have to do a lot of configuration by yourself. So
Yeah.
maximum time goes into configuration. So what they did is they put a wrapper on top of Spring Framework, which is Spring Boot.
Okay.
Under the line, it all Spring Framework only. It's just that it makes it easy with Spring Boot.
Okay, so if we are learning these technologies, we can work on Spring Boot as well, right?
Exactly. In fact, in industry, most of the project now are using Spring Boot.
Yeah, that's why, because my company is switching their backend from Node to the Java.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll be learning Spring Boot, and the projects will be based on Spring Boot, not on Spring
Uh,
Framework.
okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Haider, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Sherin.
Okay.
In fact, thanks for mentioning, Sherin, that question about moving from MERN to Java. The thing is that sometimes you learn, sometimes you have to unlearn what you have learned and learn new things. Moving from functional style to object-oriented will be a bit difficult. So what we want from you is, when you are learning a new concept in Java, don't try to connect them with functional style. Again, then you will get confused. Imagine this is the first time you're doing coding, and this is the first time you're looking at a code for a particular problem. And then it will make much more sense.
Yes, Vidya, there will be some grooming session like how to prepare for the interview. That at the end we will take care. We'll guide you on that. What should be your strategy? How you should be confident in your skills. And also, whenever we are teaching any of the concepts, what possible questions might occur from this particular concept also we'll try to share. That definitely we will take care of it.
Right.
And of course, whenever for a company, if they want to build any of the complex enterprise level application, the first choice by default will be Java for them, because Java is easy. See, if you just compare the first program in Java, that also after Java 21, that will go out in future. But definitely, if you ask me, is Java easy or difficult? If you're writing the first Hello World program, of course, we must admit Java is difficult programming language. But in reality, if you're developing an application, Java happens to be the most easiest programming language. By looking at Java code, you can understand what is being coded. You can read Java literally. That you will feel as we go ahead in the course. And that is the reason why Java is one of the independent programming languages for more than 2 decades. If Java was really difficult, then why it has been used in the industry for more than 2 decades continuously, almost in every kind of industry, right? From 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and now in 20s, it's still being used and still in being in demand. That means it's easy. And one more major advantage is it has massive community, very huge community. If you face anywhere any issue, you can seek help, you can seek the guidance. A lot of people have been trying to do things using the Java. That is one of the advantage why Java, most of the people prefer Java over any other programming language. And if you are in India, and if you are cracking any of the service-based companies who hires in mass, any company you name, they take, they will ask you core Java questions only. They will judge your capability based on your Java knowledge. And maybe if you are getting hired as a fresher in any of the service-based companies which are hiring in mass, they may give you work on DevOps, they may give you work on cloud, they may make you work on Java itself. That is their decision after getting into. But they will check your capability using the Java only as a parameter. That's the power of Java. And it will not going to end anytime soon. So I've been hearing from 2015 actually. Will Java dead? Will other programming language will replace it? 2020, 2023, still we are using Java only.
Right. So there are two things, Heather, here. One, as you mentioned, in fact, 3 points. First, let's talk about the Java is difficult to start with. Yes, it was, as Heather mentioned. The first code which you write in Java was like class name, public static void main. But because of Java 21 now, you can directly mention void main and you're good. So don't worry, once we start with the concepts on Saturday, you will see the power of it. Next, I want to talk about, as Heather mentioned, most of the companies are using Java, and that is correct. Any major company you talk about, for their big projects, they always prefer Java. But one of the problem which I saw is, if we talk about startups, they don't prefer Java. What could be the reason of that? Is it startups are now bigger than big companies? The thing is, as a startup, let's say if I have my own startup and if I want to work on a project, which technology I will choose? I have two parameters here. In fact, I only have one parameter, which is cost. I have to make sure that I spend less to build my initial product. Of course, once that company becomes big, once we earn a lot, we can spend more on the product. But to start with, we have to spend less. One of the best way to spend less is to hire people. You will find it with less cost, because salaries are one of the biggest costs for a company. Now, when you look in the market and when you try to hire a Java developer, their demands are very high. You will not find a Java developer asking you for less money. But on the other hand, if you talk about the developers for JavaScript and Python, now since there are so many, you can actually hire people on a less amount. So companies spend less by using the other technologies because Java is costly, not because you're paying to the company. Java is costly because of salaries. Next, if you are running a Java project and if it is big, it will also consume some cloud credits, which you don't get for free. For other languages, for basic work, you can make it lightweight. But the moment you have more users, if you want to scale it, that's where Java excels. Okay, and if you're thinking about big project, think about any big project. Scaling is one of the biggest issue company faces, and that's why they prefer Java, because scaling in Java is very easy compared to other languages. So, yeah, I know there was one more thing I forgot to mention. I forgot the thing. What else you talked about, Heather? Okay, I should take my notes. The three things which I talk about. No issue. Once I will, I remember I can mention that. You're not able to recall. No issue. So these are the things about Java, and
you will see that everyone, while you're learning this throughout this course, you will feel that whatever we are speaking Java easy, and I'm pretty sure it's not just it will not be just 2, 3, 4 weeks of time, not even 1 month of time. Everyone will be able to write hundreds of lines of code without any fear. And once you know the Java to switch to any other technology and programming language, it will be quite easy for you because you have learned everything. Java is very rich in features. For longer time of period of time, Java was an open source. Many of them have contributed to Java, and it is very, very rich in features. And if you once know Java, to migrate to any other technology and the programming language, you will not face any issue. And as someone mentioned that from Mern to Java, quite difficulty I'm facing with respect to the oops and all. But if you knew Java to get to to learn any other technology, it was not the case. It was exactly vice versa. You may feel that, oh, it's quite easy to learn. That's the power of Java.
Yeah.
And some of them are also mentioning that I'm this year passed out, I'm from this background, will I get job? I've been struggling to get a job. All that is fine. Don't worry on that part. Your main priority for next few months is to gain these skills. Your focus should be only on one thing, that how much do I know? What should I focus? What should be my priority? So your focus should be only on to gain as much skills as possible. Try to be productive and gaining the skills, and definitely your hard work, dedication, commitment for the next 6 months will have a good impact in rest of your life. So you should be very much focused to gain the skills. Every week you have to assess yourself that how much did I learn and what I'm going to do with that.
Right. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, the recorded videos will be available. So Git will be available after Core Java, Git and Docker. The reason is we don't want you to get mixed up with multiple things at the same time. So let's understand the concept first, and then we'll see how do we use Git. And okay, well, I remember. See, one of the point which Heather mentioned is once you know the concept, it will be easier for you to get a job, and there's no problem with that. Once you know, some people say they know Java, they don't have a job. The question is, do they really know Java? Do they really know frameworks? Because even I have not seen someone who knows and then who is not getting a job. The thing is, you need to have skill set, and then say, if you don't have a skill set and if you're demanding for a job, then of course no one will hire you. And you're wrong. It's a wrong part from your side. But the thing is, as I mentioned before, Java is not enough. You need to know other tools as well, like Git. You need to have a strong profile in Git. If I was, if I can go back 10 years back, and if I say, okay, now I want to get a job, what are the things I will do? First, I will make sure my concepts are clear. Next, I'll make sure I have something to showcase to my employer, the future employer or the interviewer. Make sure that you have multiple projects and you have projects in GitHub available on any Git platform. And next, you need to know the ecosystem, how web works. Even if you're not master of it, that's fine. Company don't even want you to be master. They want you to know. At least when you join the company, they will give you training. But on what? You need to be here. They will give you training to be here. Now, most of the companies are closing down their training sessions because of recession. I have seen few companies they are not providing training to the employees now. They expect people to know before they join. So in the earlier days, I remember I used to do a lot of corporate training. So they used to hire people without knowledge, and then they used to give training for 3 months. And trust me, it's a huge cost for company to arrange those 3 months training. And that's why now they're looking for people who already know things. So make sure that you know things, you have built projects, and you can showcase. So in this particular 6 months, we'll give you all that rhymes. Oh, there was some network issue from my end, is it?
For a few seconds.
Okay. Okay, Nikhil Sai says previous guest mentioned USA companies have more demand on Java backend, right? That's right. Can we apply for USA companies too? Yeah, the remote jobs are opening like anything. Companies earlier. Okay, can you hear me? Everyone, or
Now it's fine, sir. In between, again, there was 2-3 seconds.
I think there's something wrong with the Zoom today because my network is working perfectly. I just checked on terminal. Is it Zoom creating issue today or the network? Anyway, so what I was saying is the remote works are opening up. The thing is, in few years back before COVID, a lot of companies were looking for local locations. But now after COVID, they got an opportunity to hire from all over the world. So yes, you can apply to US-based companies, but getting there, going there, I'm not sure, but remote is certainly possible.
See, it depends on how confident are you on your skills. You will see, first of all, most of them will not even apply to such opportunities because they lack in confidence. They will self-reject before company rejects them. And that problem will occur if you're not confident on your skills. So while they learn, they'll not learn with complete focus, they'll not practice, they'll not implement, and they will hear and they'll learn, and then they will self-reject before someone rejects them. That should not be your problem. And what you need to do is, whenever you're learning, learn with complete energy and focus, and then definitely you have to gain that confidence, since you will have good no amount of confidence on your skills. And definitely you can try on multiple options, and if you keep on trying on multiple options, one will definitely click. At the end of the day, how many opportunities do we require? Do we need 100, 200, 500? No, we just need one opportunity, and that will come to you certainly if you're focusing, if you're continuously striving and working on for your goals.
Right. Question from Uday. How about freelancing jobs, sir? Yes, there are a lot of freelancing jobs for Java as well. Yeah, compared to JavaScript, is not that much, but still there is a lot of demand for Java in freelancing. But then as a Java developer, we prefer to work for big companies on big projects. That will give you more than freelancing in Java. I mean, that's my observation. Okay, anyone want to talk and ask question? And as I mentioned before, if you enjoyed the 10-day challenge, you will have more 10-day challenge in this course. In fact, it will not be a 10-day challenge, it will be 7 days challenge or 6 days challenge, because you have to complete that in a week. And please, everyone, is just by enrolling this course, we can't guarantee that you will learn. Okay, you have to be a part of it. And trust me, if you spend, or if you invest, not vest. If you invest your next 6 months in this course, it will help you with your next 60 years. Okay, I know, that sounds cheesy. The thing is, when I was in my college, one of our professor, I remember it was an institute basically, and I was in my 11th standard, and Bhavin sir, I remember the name as well. He came on stage and he was like, "This 2 years, remember the dialogue from Chak De India." So it was before Chak De India. So he came on stage and saying, "This 2 years will define your next 20 years." We were like, okay, that's nice. The more hard work you do in that 2 years, 11, 12, it will help you to get a good engineering college. After that, it will help you to get a good job. It will help you settle. In the same way, if you invest in this 6 months, it will give you a good career growth. Okay. And a lot of people are thinking this course is costly. See, it's not about money. I'm not asking for that fees, which is costly here. What is costly is your time. I'm not asking for the fees. I'm asking for your 6 months. Which your 6 months is way bigger than the price which you paid to be in the course. And if you don't give me your 6 months, the fees which you paid is of no use. Okay, so since you have enrolled, please give me your 6 months. I will make sure that you have a good career ahead. And this will not happen just by attending sessions and just by watching the videos. You have to work the way we tell you to do. Are you there with me? We should also take a pledge. We should make our own pledge, right? Yeah. So at least say yes in the chat so that I will know.
See, we expect everyone to join with the right intent. Whoever joins anything or starts any of the work with the intent to be a finisher, they will definitely finish it. If you don't have intent, just with the flow, if you have joined and definitely with 1 or 2 months, you'll be away from the course. That should not be the case. We expect everyone, your intention and your intent to be that we should be finishers. And if you are so, please mention on the chat that we are finishers and we will finish it. And we will achieve whatever, a goal we have in the next coming 6 months.
Right.
And of course, anonymous attendee, we are going to cover projects on Core Java also. Need not to worry on that. Narayan, you'll have no thing that directly if you try to learn microservices without having the knowledge of Java, JEE and Spring Boot, learning microservices directly will have no effect. It is not so productive. So you must know these things, then only you can implement the microservices. It's not like new language or way of, it's one of the pattern which you have to follow for to develop any of the enterprise level application. So that once you know how to develop application, then only you can understand microservices. It's one of the way which companies follows to develop any of the enterprise application or complex application.
Okay. Amjad says, do we need to solve coding challenges to be prepared for job interviews like lead code problems? It will help you, but it is not something which is compulsory. So do the things which we tell you. We'll give you some assignments to work on, which will help you to build your logic. Okay, Nikhil says, I gave my full effort on this. I lost most of my life because of mistakes I made by neglecting things. I will not do that again. That's right. So you have to, if you're a part of this course, just give your 6 months and you will not regret this one.
Anonymous certainly says, I've worked as a currently QA automation engineer using the tools like Selenium, Postman. Good, great. Can I make a switch to Java development? 100% yes. And for you, it is a plus point because you already know testing. Now you're learning development. You will be skilled both in development as well as the testing. And many of the companies would definitely consider your testing experience also. They will consider that you have a corporate exposure. You have worked in a corporate environment. You have worked in the projects, be it in testing. They will consider that. And definitely, not every company, some companies will have a specific criteria. Apart from that, don't focus on that. This will be valued and respected. And you can easily make a switch. If not now, then when? You can definitely make a switch to the development.
Right.
Because this is not just Java, right? It has Spring Boot also.
Right. So there is a comment from Yash. I am a Salesforce developer. It took me 63 interviews to crack the first one. And that's the thing, right? A lot of people, they don't even give the interviews. So good job, Yash, and you were persistent there. So make sure that you are, of course, when you will get rejected in the interviews, right? Even when I started my career, I used to get so many rejections. And then once you get the first job, it is easier to crack the next one. But the first takes time. And if you have a right skill set, it will not take much time. But good job, Yash.
See, it's fine to get rejected. Someone might have rejected in top companies, might select in some other company. It's not like you are the one who cannot get rejected. Even I can get rejected, even sir can get rejected. That is a different thing. Rejection, sometimes it is subjective. Sometimes it's not about the skills. Sometimes whatever company needs is different than what you have. So that's all fine. You have to keep on trying, right? Someone who might have cracked top FANG companies, Google, Microsoft, might have been rejected by Meta and Apple. They are also competitive programming. I mean, that's all fine. Companies may reject you due to different reasons. Take that as an experience, but never self-reject is what I would suggest you.
Yes, we are live on. Yeah. So there's a question. Yes, we are live on YouTube, which will be stopping in few minutes, and then we can have the candid discussion. Yes, I think you're saying something, Heather. So let's give the opportunity to HP.
Okay.
Hey, hi, HP. What's your full name?
Yeah, my name is Haripriya.
Haripriya. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, both of you.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning.
Provided you're in the Indian time zone. I mean, good morning if you're in Indian time zone.
Yeah, I'm from India only.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yes, Haripriya.
I was long time follower in YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
So last year I was thinking to do some certification in Spring professional certificate. And when I was reading, I understood, right? Like we need some guidance to go through it.
Right.
So, but due to my pregnancy, I was not able to do. Later, now I am ML. So in ML, I have completed your 12 hours course, Java.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and now my ML also got ended. That time I was thinking, if any opportunity I get for this course, now you have launched it. It is really helpful for me. So
it will be.
Yeah, I learn, and from next year I'll try to use that Spring professional certificate. I'll complete that certification.
Oh, all the best, all the best. But make sure that you give your 6 months properly. Yes. I know with a kid it's difficult.
Yeah. No.
So, all the best, Haripriya.
Yeah, thank you, Naveen.
Thank you. Okay, question from Manjunathan. So, whether this course helped me in getting Oracle certified Java programmer? No, this is not a course for certification, but once you complete this core Java part, then you can prepare for the certification and it will be easy for you then. But this course is not designed for the certification. This course is designed for the development perspective.
Whatever amount of knowledge you will be getting after the completion of 2-3 months of Java, then specific add-ons you can add based on the required criteria. Every year that criteria also changes, depends on what kind of certification of Oracle, Java 8, Java 11, with certificate, professional associate. Many parameters are there. Based on that, you have to prepare.
Right.
See, for the development, you may, Sivan, for the development, you may consider as a fresher, but your experience will not be ignored. You have a corporate experience, you have worked, that will be considered, that will be respected. But for development, you will be considered as a newbie.
Cool. So we are